Hello, welcome to the channel. For today's video, I thought we'd do something a little bit different. I went shopping and I thought I would do a video on the yarns that are freely available, well, not free, but available where I am. I'm in Australia, in case you didn't know, and these are like our standard yarns that you can just get every day. They're mainly acrylics and they're mainly in 8-ply, which is double knit in England and light worsted in America. They're great yarns for, the cat's awake, but they're great yarns for having a go or learning. They're not too bad for feel and texture, and a lot of them come in a heap of colours. And I just thought it would be interesting to see what the differences are in our standard weights, our standard thicknesses, and what's available. So I thought, let's have a look. So first up, we have the range from Spotlight. All of these are acrylics. I'll start with these ones. These are the 10-ply or USA style 200-gram balls. They're in the tube shape yarn, and you can do a center pull with these. Now on the back, it gives you a hook size. Now that's to make the tension square of 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. Most of the time when you're recommended a hook size on our yarns, it's to make that tension square. It doesn't apply to what you want to make. With these yarns, I generally use them for blankets. I did use them on the peacock jacket that we just finished in our series of tutorials, mainly because it matched the granny square all-in-one that I made the squares out of. So that's why I used that on the jacket. But generally I use this for blankets because, like I said, it's 200 grams, so you get a lot out of it. The next one I have is these yarns. This is their Marvel range. There is quite a lot of colours of these. They also come in variegated as well. 100-gram balls. This is the standard size of most balls that we have in Australia. For the hook size to make their tension square, it is 4 millimeters. I use this a lot, this range, and I generally use this for toys, a little bit of clothing, and some blankets. It's also good for like house stuff like bags and cushions. So that's another one. This one here is in the Marvel range still, but this is their 12-ply. Not as many colours in this. Once again, still 100 grams. For this, they recommend a 5.5 to make the 10 centimeter square. These ones are made in India. Yes, these are all made in India. Is this one made in India? Let me check. No, this one's made in Turkey. So the Marvel is India. The Spot Saver is Turkey. And they also have this range. This is in the 12-ply, but this is Denim Effects. It's still 100% acrylic, but it's like flecked like denim jeans. The recommended hook for this is a 5.5, like the 12-ply here, and to make the 10 centimeters square. Now this one here, they used to have, it used to be just called Stallion. It's now called Semco Stallion. This used to go match colours, most colours with the Marvel. This is a lighter yarn and it is more shiny and made in China, and a 4 millimeter needle makes the 10 centimeters square. This one I find a little bit splitty, but it does make silky fabric when it's worked up. It is good for baby blankets and some clothing like scarves and shawls. It's a little bit stretchy for toys, but you can get around that if you're aware of it. Next one we have is the Icky Finks yarn. Now, Icky Finks is a local store, but the range that I mainly get from them is the Portercraft yarn, which is an West Australian company. They have a solid and variegated ranges, and of course they're 100% acrylic, and their recommended hook size for the 10 centimeters square is 4 millimeters. This is actually a little bit thinner than the Marvel from Spotlight, but it is pretty good color wise and consistency wise. These ones I've already started to use, but they are only bought the other day. And they've actually, this new recent relabeling, the yarn has actually got quite a bit softer and smoother, which is great. Very good in consistency throughout the balls. I haven't really had any problems with those. It's listed as a 3 weight, which is true because I would regard the Marvel, the standard Marvel that I showed earlier, as a 4 weight. This is a 3 weight or 8-ply double knit. It's all, they have it all on their label, which is great. So I'll just move them up out of the way. And then I have these ones. Now I don't usually buy, bring them down so you can see them. I don't usually buy chunky yarn because I don't use it a lot, but these I got, I was going to make a sunflower bag and I needed it chunky. These are also very good for doing doll hair because they will split the ply easily, as you can see here, and you can brush them out and you can also put them through a hair straightener to make the doll hair. That's good. These are 100% acrylic, and the recommended needle, if we go around here, is a 9mm. They don't say that's for the tension square, but that's usually what that applies to. Using a 9mm, you'll get a tension square. So that's those ones. Next one up we have is the Reject Shop. Bring them down so you can see them better. The standard brand or range that they have in the Reject Shop is the Knit and Purl brand. The thing with the Reject Shop is they don't always have the yarn, they don't always have the same yarn, and it's usually seasonal that the yarn's actually in the shop. So beginning of winter is when you go looking for yarn in the Reject Shop. This one I got because I know that it plan pools. I have used their yarn quite a bit for blankets. It's like a matte one. It's on a par with the Portercraft in thickness. It's a bit thinner than the Marvel. This is an 85-gram ball. That's one thing I've noticed is they're not straight 100-gram balls. They're a little bit off. 8-ply, and the recommended hook for the 10cm square is a 4mm, and I would go with that with these because they are a bit thinner. The other one that you see is the birch yarn. Now you do see this occasionally in Spotlight. Bring it down. There we go. The birch yarn. I mainly got this one because I know that it plan pools, and they do have standard colorings as well. It uses a 4mm hook in the gauge here. There's not as many colors of this, even when it goes in Spotlight. It is a good yarn. It's not especially soft and silky, but it is fairly consistent with its color and its thickness and the twisting of the strands within it. Once again, these all three, other than this one being 85, are 100-gram balls. This one is not pure acrylic, though. It does have polyester in it, which will give it a little bit more of a stretch, which is not terrible. They also have this, like, it's a fancy yarn. It's a fur one that has the chain on the back and then the fur off to one side. This is 200 grams and 100% nylon. It's not actually acrylic. Very soft, very nice. And where is the 5.5 will give you the gauge for a 10cm by 10cm square. There's your little diagram there. If you don't know how to read these, it's meaning that 15 stitches for 21 rows will give you the square. Most of them have a little thing there saying how many rows, how many stitches using that size hook gives you the 10cm square. Right, so this is Aldi. Now, I haven't got much yarn from Aldi because it's not always there. This is from the middle aisle, if you know your Aldi stores. The middle aisle is where the fun stuff is. This is the cozy collection they put out a couple of months ago now. I've only started using it recently, and it's been pretty good. It's a good standard thickness, consistency and colouring. It's 100-gram weight, made in Turkey. That's cool. And where is our guide? They don't have the guide. The feel of this is it's thicker than the Portercraft, a little bit thinner than the Marvel. So I would be going 4 to 4.5 to make tension with this. what I did when I got these, I got 2 of each so that I'd have enough, because at the time I didn't know what I was going to make with it. It's not bad though. It's a nice feel. It would be all right for clothing by the feel of it. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Okay, for this one, we have the yarns I got from a local cash and carry. A cash and carry store is like a bits and bobs store. It's got a lot of different things in it for the house, and they do have a regular range of yarn at this store. So starting on this side, we have the super value yarns, and I know these come in plain colours as well as the variegated. Of course, I got these to see whether I could plan pull them or not. Don't know yet. They are 100-gram yarn, and they are 8 ply, and I think it means that it's a 3 weight. It hasn't got the word weight there, but that, to me, that would be the only reason why you have the number 3 there. The recommended hook is not written on here, but I feel the thickness of it is similar to the Marvel yarn, so I'd be going with a 4 to a 4.5 hook to get the tension of the 10 centimetre by 10 centimetre. This one here is in the same range as those ones, but this one is one called a Cobalt Pebble. This stuff is so soft and silky. It's really lovely, and it's got these little flecky bits of mustard and white, which is just nice. I don't usually like flecked stuff, but this is very nice. As I say, it's quite silky. You could go a 4 to a 4.5 in hook size, and this would be really good for clothing, because it would have a great drape because it's so silky and soft. Once again, it's 100 grams and an 8 ply. So it's quite a bit softer than those. These ones here, a different range. This is called Sparkle. This is a 8 ply 100-gram ball yet again. And the metallic in this yarn is actually polyester. It's not actually a metallic thread, and it's twisted in quite well. So there's not a lot of danger of it separating, which sometimes happens with metallic. 4mm needle is the recommended. This is not quite as soft as this last one I just did, but it is softer than these ones. This also would be good for clothing. Look, it looks very consistent with its thickness and colouring. It would be more outer clothing than clothing against your skin, so more like cardigans and scarves, I would suggest. Now, here is the only yarn that I have today that is not acrylic. This is pure wool. This is from New Zealand from memory. Double check. Yes, New Zealand wool. I don't usually buy wool because I get skin reactions to wool, but I did like these, and I did want to show that these were available. These are only 50-gram balls, but they are 8 ply, and there should be enough here to at least make a beanie. I may get someone else to do that for me. I don't want to have sore hands. It is 100% wool, so you will need to wash and care for it appropriately, but it is available, and there is both plain colours and variegated colours in it. They do feel like wool. They're not super wash though, so you must be careful when you use them. And then at the end here, I'll just move these across so they're more central, is the muffins. Here's the Muffin Man. Both of these balls are 200 grams. They are made by Premium Yarn, not Premier Yarn, not to be mistaken with the other brand. Both of them need a 4.5mm hook. This ball looks quite a bit smaller than this ball, but they are the same weight and ply. The glitter in this one is like not as tightly wound as it is on these ones, but I think it would still be all right for blankets. To me, this one is a little bit rough for clothing. You could maybe get away with it as a cardigan or a hat, but I wouldn't put it like close to the skin for a child at least. And then this one here, this is really nice. Immediately when I saw this, I thought this would make a really nice wave stitch blanket or shell stitch blanket. And yeah, it's not actually plied. It's almost like it's solid. It is plied, but it's like a fleecy feel to it. And yeah, I really like that one. I haven't tried using this one yet. I'll have to let you know how I go with it. And that's the video for today. I hope this was informative. None of these yarns, brands or places were sponsored. I went and got these all off my own back. And I hope it showed you some of the stuff that's available and what it's good for. Please, if you've got any questions, put them in the comments. I'd love to answer them. And let me know, have you used any of these yarns? What have you found that they're good for? And I will see you on the next video. Please like, share and subscribe. It gets us out there so more people can see it.